We are live. Hey everybody, thank you very much for your patience. We will be starting right now actually because we are live. Hold on a second. I think I'm a little loud, don't you think?
Just a bit.
Yeah, I just heard myself in the replay. What is up, everybody? This is Ro from the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast, accompanied by my lovely co-host. Oops, I hit the mic. Hello, everybody.
You're a mess.
I am a mess. I felt like Toonces driving home from work. Toonces, the driving cat.
I love
What's up, everybody? Look at all the wonderful people in the chat. We've got some folks, and I think we got some spillover from our guests who were announcing all week long that they were going to be on the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is awesome. What's up, General Shinobi?
nothing much. Having a late night coffee.
Late night coffee. Oh, yeah. I can have a coffee at 11 p.m. at night and be out like a light at 11:05.
Same.
My
Same.
wife is like, you are not human.
No.
I am not.
No, you're just Latin.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's
I
just
don't know,
one of
it's a
those
little
little
Cuban.
things.
Yeah, we all drink coffee this late.
This weekend I found a cool little Cuban coffee place called El Cafecito, and it's downtown, and I had a really, really nice café con leche.
I was going to say, if it's called cafecito, then I think
Yeah.
trust it.
Yep. Half sugar, because I think I was warned. Yeah, I was warned that it was really sweet. Although, a lot of times I do like, sugar with my coffee.
I usually order it dark and sweet. That's how I order it.
That's what she said. Excellent. So tonight, we got some red fives in the house and some normies. I don't call them normies. They're all our wonderful, wonderful friends.
Yes.
Everybody, Backyard TARDIS. Avery Cruz is in the house. DJ Red, what's up, Charlie? JT Gunter. I know, like I said, we got some spillover from our guests tonight. Press Play, Streaming Studios. They sound familiar.
Do they?
Yeah, Sith Care Bear. We got, no. Who else is in here? Let's go. Our friend Amanda, one of our wonderful patrons, and one of our new Red 5 podcasts. Welcome. So tonight we have a very special live edition of our QuickCuts show. But first, before we bring everybody in, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some nerd news and some of the things. Did you see all the stuff that is happening with the DC universe?
Yes.
So what are you most excited about? Batman. Yeah,
Batman.
I knew that answer.
Yeah. Dumb question.
That is a dumb question, but the trailer looked pretty damn good. I gotta say, yeah.
I'm ready for it.
I'm looking forward to it. There's one little issue which I think one of the other Batmans had the same thing. When Bane spoke, you can hardly hear what his lines were. It's like. And we're like, what?
Impression.
What?
Great impression.
Right. So Batman now, Pattinson has this line where he punches the glass and he does the same thing.
Yeah, I barely understood him, but they kept him pretty silent throughout the whole trailer.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it, though.
I'm down for Pats as bats, so.
Really looking forward to it. But before we get into quick cuts, I do want to talk a little nerd news, but we got to bring our panel in, and we will do that after you give me a little dance with this clip.
This station TheBatman is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Excellent! Excellent!
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you guys for joining us on a very special edition of Scarif Live.
I almost did a spit take.
Live. Yeah, that's nice. All right, that's nice. But I got a message here from another Red Fiver. My mic is a little loud, so just guys tell me if it's a little loud.
I just don't want to hear you.
That's true. Charles, you're telling me just to turn me off. All right, fine. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me. We are going to bring in our wonderful panel and talk about some nerd stuff. We're going to talk about some nerd stuff and QuickCuts. Yeah. Not to be confused with Cam Ray's QuickCuts, where he talks about steaks and I don't know what else. I forgot what it was, but yeah, absolutely. So let's bring in our friends who said yes to coming on. We were on their show a little while ago. No, it was just me. Yeah. And that was when I had the emergency in the AC upstairs and everything was leaking. So I got to look up, make sure it's not starting to rain. But let's bring in our friends, the Geeky Crochet, Maria. What's up?
Hi, Maria.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
And we got to talk about your crochet stuff in the background because it's really impressive. We touched a little bit on it last time I was on the show. I made it to you guys. But then we got R2 the Icky. Stay hydrated, my friend.
Hello. Thank you for having me on. Happy to be here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. How are you guys?
We're good.
Excellent, excellent. So, yeah, it's a case of the Mondays, right? And speaking of a case of the Mondays, I think our friend over at the Salty Nerd Podcast, they're doing another episode of a Case of the Mondays, and check them out as well. They are hot, as they say in the business. But Maria, tell me a little bit about those crochets, the figures in the background. You wouldn't call them action figures. They are, what would you call them?
Well, they do have a name. They're called, they have a Japanese name called amigurumi. It is a style, I call them collector's edition figures.
Very nice.
Collector's edition. So right now, these are the three that I have, and I posted this one just recently that it was sold, but I don't know if it's a good news for you guys or bad news, but unfortunately it won't be sold because my buyer just told me that he couldn't afford it. He had an emergency. So he apologized. So it's up for sale again. So
very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I do actually make these action figures collector's edition. So this one here was Darth Vader.
For me.
Completely made from original Peruvian yarn.
Very nice.
How cute is that?
He has a wire frame inside, and he's completely done by hand, everything. From the back to the front, all the details were done by me. I just based myself on a pattern and then creativity. And since I just love, I love playing around. I'm a very, very goofy person. This one, I don't know if you guys caught the joke, but anyway.
That is awesome.
Double masker.
I love it. Double masker, yeah. What about that? What about that lightsaber? How is that?
Okay, so this is wire, obviously, and well, it's just basically I wrap the yarn around the wire, and give it the height that I want, and the way that I want, basically. So this
very
one,
nice.
The cape.
You know which,
yeah, go ahead.
You know which one my favorite is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Sailor Moon. Mm-hmm. She's right in here in the back.
We got you. Wow, look how pretty that is.
Look at this,
Ahsoka
guys.
Tano.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's really beautiful.
Handmade
I need
Ahsoka Tano.
I need to DM you later.
No, me first.
Handmade, hand
No,
embroidered.
not for that one. You
hand
can have
embroidered.
Ahsoka.
That is
So-
amazing.
Her lekus are original. I have not found a pattern for this one. I had to make it as I go and create a pattern for her two front sides, and then the back I said I'll just wing it. So yeah, this is the same pattern that I did for Vader, except that I made her a little bit longer. And obviously everything, all the details are based on just an image, and lightsabers were done the same way. And I have to say that she is my favorite character. Ahsoka Tano and Cara Dune are two of the most wonderful characters that I've seen in Star Wars. So yeah.
Yeah, we.
She's there.
Those are beautiful. Really,
And
really
then
great.
the last one is, this is my recent one, premiered on my another podcast that I'm on, which is called Crochet Collectibles and Chatting with Ray Ron, who has 1,000 collectibles. She is Sailor Moon, Princess Serenity. This one is my latest. I really want to get a good shot of her because lighting is not good. But anyway.
That is very nice.
She's completely hand embroidered, all obviously done. The only thing that I didn't do was the dress. I mean, like the skirt, literally the skirt. The rest of it was done by me. But why? Because I don't know how to use a sewing machine, basically. That's the only reason why I did not do the skirt. But the rest was basically done by me. She has an original dress. This one took me about 4 days to crochet this part just here.
Wow.
And she's done with a lot of detail. I bought a new pattern that has actual fingers on it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So
that's rare. That's rare. We have a I guess a comment in the chat, a suggestion. Charles wants you to do a row doll in the same fashion.
Roll.
Yeah,
Please
so
don't.
I'll take a picture of myself like podcasting or something, and then you can.
Don't encourage him.
That is
Wait,
awesome.
In a dress? Like Sailor Moon?
That I want to see. That I want to see.
Oh, now you want to see it? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. That's hilarious. Yeah. Too bad.
Actually, what a person asked me once, just recently, why do you create these characters? Because I don't do many characters. Actually, I don't crochet just randomly.
Mm-hmm.
I choose them actually very carefully. I guess I do them because I love these characters personally. You know.
Yeah.
More than commissioned, I do them because I really truly love their story, what's behind them, and their character development. So that's why, for example, when I was doing this one here, I was between Erwin, Hikaru from Magic Knights Ray Earth, which is an anime that I really enjoyed, and Sailor Moon. And I was thinking, which one should I do? And I thought, well, let's do Sailor Moon first, since I'm already talking geek stuff with Ray Ron. So.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, thank you.
So,
thank you for the follow, Amanda.
People are looking for you and giving you a follow, so that is amazing. I love it. I'm the only thing that I'm afraid of is the shipping to the United States. I know you're a little farther down south than even Shanti is.
Yeah.
But
Shanti, where are you?
Miami, Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm further down.
Yes.
So that's okay.
Yes, you are.
Well, I already gave you the
I'm
pricing.
working on
So
it. Absolutely. Beautiful. But awesome. So let's get R2. Do you do any crocheting or any things like that? No.
No. I unfortunately am not that talented. You know, I've got it somewhere. If I'd known we were going to do show and tell, I could have got out the Super Mario mushroom I made out of cork one a couple of years ago.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
no, he has
I was bored one
big
night.
collection of pocket knives.
Oh, that's right.
I do have a lot of pocket knives, but I didn't make any. Ro already saw the giant one I had, so.
Oh,
That's not a knife.
That's
a knife.
And Shanti, didn't you craft a potato chip shaped like Jabba the Hutt? That wasn't you, was it?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm not that talented. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can work on something for next time, Shanti. So let's talk a little. Let's talk a little nerd stuff. Did you guys see all the DC stuff that happened last week?
Yeah, a little bit. I can't say that I didn't say too much. It's just that I don't know why, but I love Batman. I was hearing Shanti in the background. I really love Batman. You know, I really love him. And actually, when I saw Patterson like with his face, I thought, this is really interesting. But like I'm a little bit weary as to how they're going to treat the character like right now, because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on like on one side and on the other. So, you know, I'm really cautious as to how they're going to treat Batman in this one. Hopefully, I'm getting good vibes, but we'll see.
Look, as long as Batman doesn't milk a space sea cow, I think you'll be okay. Okay? I don't think they're going to go that route. So I think Batman is safe. Right, R2? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm sure we're pretty safe from him, milking anything in that movie. I did watch the Batman preview, and I watched the Black Adam one. I didn't get to see the Flash one yet. I still need to check that one out. I just kept on seeing the same picture everywhere of who's the kid who's playing Flash?
Ezra Bridger. No.
Ezra Miller, yeah. The two Ezra Millers and Supergirl, and I just said that's too many Ezra Millers in that photo, so.
Totally. Are you guys big DC? I mean, besides Batman, are you guys big DC fans?
I am. I like DC more than Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Well, I'm the opposite. I like DC, but I'm a bigger Marvel fan. I grew up reading Marvel comics as a kid over DC, so.
I think Andrew's in the chat, the science fictionary. He's saying that he's getting a huge laugh out of people thinking that Kevin Feige is running scared because of that Batman trailer, and I don't think so.
No.
But yeah, I haven't seen anything to that effect, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, Marvel has entrenched themselves in the lexicon of the nerd movie going audience. I don't think they have anything to worry about.
They have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so yeah, and you know, I had posted that I'm not a big DC guy, so I don't know like what is going on. I mean, I watched Wonder Woman, which is the first one, which is great. Didn't see the second one, and from what I hear, it's not worth it. Batman, I love all the Batmans. Coming from Chicago, you know, they were filmed. Most of them were filmed. Some of the later ones are filmed here, so it's like I'm living in Gotham City, driving to and fro. So I have to love them. They're really great. But other than that, I'm not too really well versed in the DC like universe. I still haven't even seen any version of the Justice League, let alone the 4-hour Snyder cut. So, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, I posted that the trailers look pretty nice and shiny, which, you know, looks good. But, yeah, the Batman obviously looks really good. I'm looking forward to that. And I know there's some controversy going around with, you know, with Pattinson as Batman. But I think he's a good actor. I've seen him in some other stuff.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of him as an actor?
I like him. I think everyone needs to get over the Twilight thing. I think that's what the problem is.
Right.
They're just having such a hard time separating him from Twilight, and you need to give that a rest.
Well, he did play a smaller role in Harry Potter. which started off his career, and I thought it was good. It was a good role. I mean, he did great, even if it was a smaller one.
Right.
But
well, look at like Michael Keaton. I mean, everybody was outraged when Mr. Mom was announced, and you know, I loved him as Batman. So I'm not necessarily worried about him playing the character, but I would just say I want to see a different version of Batman. I mean, outside of Ben Affleck, every version has always been, you know, Batman, you know, starting off or being Batman for a few years. You know, I would like to see a slightly different version of that, or, you know, I've always wanted to see the Art Adams, you know, the blue and the gray suit Batman on the screen too. Like that's kind of what I'm slightly hoping for. I feel like every Batman's a little bit of the same in terms of the style, you know, and story we get of the character. I don't know. I just wish there'd be something different, or even like Batman Beyond. I'm not familiar with it, but it would be different.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Batman and Beyond. That was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah. I think that's, you know, people are saying that this is kind of a reboot, but I think, you know, I think there's a lot here, like psychologically, and Shanti and I, the last episode we did on Vigilantes, we talked about the duality of that character. You know, obviously you've got Bruce Wayne, you've got Batman, but they're similar, but they're very different. But I think this one really will start to, I guess, explain. Aw, little Jax. But I think this one will really start to explain a little bit more in depth, I guess, his motivation. Not that we don't know his motivation. How many times have you seen, you know, his parents get killed in the theater? But this should be pretty interesting. I think you know, because of that, you know, and besides all the superhero spandex gadget stuff, I don't think he's going to have a lot of gadgets, because this is kind of taking place as kind of like the year one storyline.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking forward to this, especially if he goes back to the kind of like the detective stuff. If he's more, you know, trying to find out, you know, the who and the why. As far as Batman, the character, I think this might be pretty cool. We'll see what happens. I forgot.
Well, plus you've got Penguin in this, and you've got Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah. I was gonna say you've got Penguin, and then you've got Riddler, and they don't really seem to be like they're looped together. It almost seems too like there's two separate stories with the villains going on. Which I wonder how that will be.
Does that worry you? Does that give you kind of like Schumacher vibes?
I feel more confused more than anything else.
Yeah, because Penguin seems more secondary, where really the Riddler seems more like the real threat in the movie. So it's one of those things, you know, that can easily go south, but if it's done right, you know, it could be wonderful too.
I think Penguin's a distraction.
Yeah. That definitely could be the case.
They don't show a lot of the Riddler in any of the trailers, the teaser one, or even
and
this one.
He's really, you know, menacing too, which is interesting. It's not.
I like it.
Definitely not going to be the typical Riddler too. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I genuinely do hope it is a good movie.
So do I. Yeah. So do I. Excellent. Anything final for the DC stuff?
Me. I have something. I have been waiting for over more than a year for the movie Morbius. I am one person who is desperately trying to get people, you know, to get vibes for Morbius, and we don't have it. I think the trailer was fantastic. I think the idea was good. It's, you know, it was like, it's just, I like DC how they worked like the whole movies more than Marvel, because I like more of the darkness and the seriousness on how they portray the characters, whereas it's a little bit more, you know, light, and, you know, scripts are a little bit more, you know, teasing and funny in Marvel, which is fine. I mean, which is fine. They both have different styles, but for my taste, DC gives me more of a seriousness and more of a taste of epic in the movies than Marvel. So when I saw the trailer for Morbius, I was like, I want this movie now. I mean, I want to see it now. It was so amazing. I mean, I could say that would be the real Batman because he does get bitten by bats, literally, you know. But anyway, that's another issue. But yeah, I mean, and they just keep postponing it. I'm like wondering why. Why are they postponing such a good movie? You know, they have an idea. They portrayed it well, at least in the trailers. You know?
Sure.
It's the Indiana Jones 5 of the MCU.
Yeah.
Everything's getting pushed back.
I'd have to agree with you, Maria. I like these superhero films when they're dark. You know, and I love Marvel, and I love the comedy of Marvel. I think you know they don't take themselves as serious. I think as DC. But yeah, something about the darkness, like I said, you know, the duality of the characters and how they struggle and how they handle that. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised with the Batman, and I can't wait for March. Wow, Holochronicles is in the house. Thank you for joining us. He says this might be the best Batman yet. That's high marks, and I really do hope it is. But
I think so too.
We'll see.
Honestly.
Yeah, you know,
I'm getting
obviously
good vibes from this one.
Absolutely, but you know, obviously being from Chicago, I think the last three Batmans are the best for me. But this looks pretty damn good.
Christian Bale
looks pretty damn good. Yeah, Christian Bale, and
That was good.
He said the director said that he got the idea for some of the special effects for what was that movie? The last one, the last sci-fi movie he did. The one with
Planet of the Apes?
No. I'm sorry. Oh my God! Hold on. I got to pick up Yoda. When I did that gag, I just dropped him on the floor.
How dare you?
That's so evil.
He brought out the Spanish.
I just looked down and he's like, all right. But
Okay.
Awesome.
Planet of the Apes.
No,
that was
hold
the
on.
last movie, apparently.
Now he's got to look it up.
Now you
I
gotta
gotta
look
look
for
it
it.
up. No, that's. Ay. Anyways, talk amongst yourselves. Let's just move forward. Quick cuts.
Okay.
Brain.
Move along.
So we have obviously QuickCuts is a follower and friend of the podcast, user-based topics. We get every so often we get some suggestions from some of our friends that follow us here on the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. We got one QuickCuts question from Davey Richards. Says another idea for QuickCuts. What classic movies haven't you watched and why? A few from him. Godfather 2. Not big of a fan of mob films. The Exorcist. He says no reasonable excuse. I like horror films. And Scarface. See first excuse. Not really big into mob films. So those are actually 3 big films that he has not seen, and there's no excuse why he hasn't seen them. Which, you know, we talked about The Exorcist in the previous episode of the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. We haven't done a mob show, so maybe soon, maybe with Frank. Yeah. Maybe we can do a little mob show. But like I said, these are like really big movies that for some reason Dave says that he has not seen. Any big movies for you guys that you haven't really seen, and not for any particular reason, but anything come to mind?
Is that Hollywood or in general?
I guess in general. What classic movies haven't you watched and why?
Citizen Kane.
Oh yeah,
It's on my
I've
list.
seen that. I've seen that.
You know, Clint Eastwood's Spaghetti Western trilogy. I've never seen that.
Okay.
Lawrence of Arabia, Ben-Hur, Gone with the Wind, Casablanca.
Okay, Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. Oh my god.
No,
Seen that more
haven't seen
times
it.
than I can even.
But, and a lot of it's just more so either at the time didn't have interest or just I haven't gotten around to watching them.
Yeah.
But no real special reason.
I would have to say The Godfather. I'm not really into mob
My
films.
heart.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, but you still like me, don't you?
I do.
You.
I love your. I love those crochet.
I'm not a big mob fan either, but Godfather is a really good movie, though. I mean,
I haven't seen Godfather 2 though, so I'm with Dave on that one. Actually, I'm waiting for the right mood.
There's one
finally sit
movie
down and watch
that everybody tells me I have to watch, and I just don't want to watch it. And it's Life is Beautiful. La Vita es Bella. It's an Italian movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one movie that I'm not going to watch. And basically because I've heard the story so many times, I've seen the last scene so many times. They put it on every single clip, on every single workshop of leadership, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to watch that. You have to see it. I'm not going to watch it. I've seen that clip so many times. I don't want to watch it. Okay? So that's my reason.
Oh, well, you got a reason. I can't remember, so I guess it doesn't count because I've seen the first Harry Potter and it wasn't really for me. So I haven't seen any Harry Potter. Going. I haven't seen any Harry Potter after the first one.
Okay, the first two are a little kiddie. You got to keep going.
Yeah. It just wasn't.
No.
Yeah. Oh, and, well, I have seen them. It's just, again, and I know some people in the chat are going to kill me for it, especially Andrew. I'm not really into the Lord of the Rings movies.
I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to definitely kill you.
Yeah. I'm in my safe house right now, so.
Put up the plastic.
I'm doing an Aragon character.
Borrow R2's knife. What was that?
I'm doing an Aragon character right now that has been commissioned.
Oh. See, Backyard TARDIS has never seen Lord of the Rings.
Y'all are blowing my mind.
Yeah, that one. I mean, at least I've seen it. See,
I haven't seen the Hobbit movies. I've
That's
seen Lord of the Rings.
I haven't seen
but
the Hobbit.
Okay, well,
I haven't watched the Hobbit.
Lord of the Rings.
I enjoyed the Hobbits, but you can't say they're canon.
Okay.
That's the only thing. So, I mean, I enjoyed them, but you have to think of them that what they did was Hollywood. They put, again, the director and said, you have to put this and this and this and this, instead of being faithful to the storyline, like the original book.
Right.
So
interesting. What about, let's switch the tables. What are some movies that people just go nuts over, but you just haven't seen them?
It's a good question.
Shanti's like Jaws.
The Hobbit movies.
Haven't seen them or don't understand why they like it?
No, I just haven't. I guess haven't seen them. What'd you say, R2?
I mean, isn't that the same
I said the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
Something that everyone went crazy over that I haven't seen.
Well, I guess that you have.
Exorcist.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. But do people go crazy over that?
Chicken.
Yeah, and probably not anymore.
No. But I guess, everybody goes nuts. And I don't remember if I saw it or not. But everybody goes nuts over The Big Lebowski. And one I don't
love
understand.
That movie. Avatar. I don't get it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't get it.
That's one
Avatar.
I don't get. I've seen it once and I didn't understand what the big deal was.
You know what I haven't seen that people have, it's got a fairly big following, I was going to say, are like the Conjuring and Paranormal Activity. And I saw the first Saw, but I didn't watch any of the other ones. Those are all movies I knew
Conjuring. I saw the
that
first
love those,
Activity.
but I have no appeal in any of those movies.
The first Conjuring is awesome.
It's very good. Yeah.
Really good. The second one's not bad. How many are there?
I don't even know anymore.
3 or 4?
There's The Conjuring, The Conjuring 2, then there's Annabelle and The Nun.
Right. Annabelle's like a prequel.
Yeah, there's 11 of all those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But The
What about
Conjuring,
Blair
the
Witch
first one's a
Project?
really good one.
No, The Conjuring was more like
Blair
The
Witch.
Exorcist. I don't know. You see,
That one.
that's
that
the one I
don't
haven't
get.
seen. That everyone's got. Everyone. There was such a huge hubbub, and I still haven't seen the Blair Witch Project.
I was
Don't
more
want to.
impressed with the
I love
marketing than
that.
that movie.
Yeah, and that's how I felt about it. That it was all marketing, which
I
is why
really
I
like
didn't
that
want to see
movie.
it.
I enjoyed that.
Hey, but you got to give props to those guys for making that and the marketing
I
because
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
those guys have like 200 times the Star Wars toys now that Ro does.
I was in Los Angeles the day that the posters started to be put up on the light posts. And, it was like the first time that they did the whole found footage and, doing all that stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I saw the movie because, everybody dragged me to go see the movie because it's going to be like the next best thing. Everybody wanted to see this found footage that they found in the whatever. But the reason I didn't like it is that, like, I used to do that in like grammar school and high school with my friends. I mean, we would kind of, so to me it wasn't anything new. I used to do these little horror movies with my buddies and do the exact same thing, like film ourselves going like through the forest and doing some crazy, BS like that. So it wasn't like, I'm like, what? Why is everybody going crazy over this? We did this like 10 years ago. So it was kind of goofy. And I know, it made some buku money because it just didn't cost anything to make, and then everybody went to go see it. So yeah, kudos to them for that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have no interest.
Well, I've always been a scaredy cat. I mean, you're talking to a person who, when as a kid, I was scared of the movie Ernest Scared Stupid. So I never liked it. Now I enjoy horror
Well,
movies.
hey, you know what? When I was 9 years old and that came out too, I was scared at the time. So.
Okay, thank you. And Gremlins. I do not like Gremlins. They
Gremlins,
still scare me.
Oh, I love Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins is good.
I know.
Good
you put
80s
that on
movie.
my feed one day.
Yeah.
So.
I'm trying to get Marie to watch The Thing. She needs to see that.
Oh,
yeah.
she doesn't want to?
You have to see that in the dark.
No, she just has it. It's not that she does it.
Oh, okay.
She needs to watch it.
Yeah. You got to talk about being scared. I mean, if Gremlin scares you, I think The Thing is really going to wipe your brain.
I guess Gremlins is just that I didn't like horror movies when I was a kid, and I watched it, and all these horrible little creatures started to come out, slimy and disgusting with ears.
Oh, well, wait till you watch The Thing and the horrible creatures that come out of that movie.
My sister is 32 and she's still scared of The Nightmare Before Christmas. We could not be more opposite, so don't feel bad. She's an idiot. It's fine.
Yeah, Gremlins is just like goofy creatures that you don't
Everything
feed
in the
after
80s
midnight.
is goofy.
Right. But The Thing,
Yeah.
Don't watch it alone is all I'm saying.
I'm going to watch it alone.
Yeah.
Don't watch it without a flamethrower.
Exactly. Oh, my God. Absolutely. All right, so we got another topic from our friend Caleb Shepard. He says, when or how is a remake of a classic truly justified? That's a good one because we can probably spend hours talking about that. And nowadays, Hollywood is like remaking everything. I mean, Ghostbusters and I don't know what. I mean, the list is long.
I really can't stand it.
So I thought a bit about this, and I was gonna say there's kind of like three categories I feel like to it because you've got updated remakes where they might take an older property and kind of redo it for a new generation. I mean, most of the time it doesn't work out, but I would say like True Grit was a pretty good remake.
Right.
The 1999 Mummy was another good one that brought something from the 30s, and even Ocean's 11. Whether you like the sequels, but that was another. If you've seen the Frank Sinatra one, though, that was very very much in spirit of that movie. You've also got remakes that they remake a low budget movie into something bigger. And some good examples of that are The Thing, which was originally from the 1950s. Little Shop of Horrors, another low-budget Roger Corman movie. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and The Fly. I would say are all really good examples of good remakes of low budget. And then the third one is foreign films. And I would say two good examples that I could think of at least was The Magnificent Seven from the 60s, which is a remake of Seven Samurais, Japanese movie. And then The Departed, which is a remake of Internal Affairs, another real popular Japanese movie. Where, again, those were both, did a really great job. I mean, Magnificent Seven's kind of, different because they took a samurai movie and turned it into a Western film. But, I feel like those are, good cases to remake a movie. And those are some good examples I could think of.
And actually, I'm glad you thought of it that deeply because, those categories are something to think about. We've got Josh that says, when the technical capabilities allow for better portrayal of the imagery and only if they stay true to the source material. And Science Fictionary has a very similar thought here. I'll put it up. There are sci-fi films that didn't live up to their potential because of technology that deserve remakes. For example, Flight of the Navigator and The Last Starfighter. And, I can argue with that and say, yeah, that's fine and well and okay. But, like, at what point do you start to remake these movies, like, every 10, 15, 20 years because the technology is better than it was before? Where do we draw the line? Are we going to see a reimagining of Star Wars A New Hope by Disney now because it was made in the 70s?
You better shut your mouth.
I know. I think they are going to
don't give them ideas. Don't give them
even
ideas.
put that out there in the universe. What's wrong with you?
See, the thing is, I was actually giving this a lot of thought also, and my question popped up was, what do you define as classic?
Right, and that's the other thing.
Because a classic movie or classic music or whatever is something that is timeless, right? Something that is timeless that you go and it is beloved by many generations. For example, The Last Hope or A New Hope. A New Hope. So it's a movie that, technically speaking, CGI, you could say, stuff like that, it doesn't have it. However, generations now enjoy it. The one idea that came up to mind was Dracula. And I don't know why it just popped up, but you have so many films, so many remakes of the same movie, and you could say that one is better than the other, until they got to the last one with, with Winona Ryder, which one I think was a good remake.
The one with Gary Oldman?
It was, with Gary Oldman, and that was actually, I enjoyed that movie,
That's my favorite one.
And it was, but you have remakes of classic films. For example, you got Jane Eyre. You got Pride and Prejudice, with the last one with Keira Knightley, which I wanted to shove Keira Knightley down the throat, down the toilet and flush it. That big, huge, whiny baby destroying a character that was and is really beloved. So I would define. Yeah. Now I would argue with the one who said Flight of the Navigator, because I would say don't touch that movie.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I mean,
don't touch that movie.
It's glorious as it is. Just like The Labyrinth. We did a podcast on The Labyrinth.
Oh.
Don't touch that movie, please, because it's
Jaws is another one that you can't redo that movie. And like Amanda said there too, with Wizard of Oz, I mean, with production value, right? It's pretty low budget, but it's just such a cherished classic movie. You can't capture that magic in a bottle again, I feel like.
And I'm glad you guys brought that up, the definition of what is a classic movie. And it's an older movie that is still enjoyed now. And I guess that most people deem as perfect, untouchable, even. Labyrinth is a very, very good example. The Wizard of Oz, obviously, it's a very, very good example. Can you redo it? Yeah, of course you can redo it.
Will it be better? No.
Yeah, right. And I mean, it might be better for some people and not,
Right.
better for other people, but still, it's like why bother? But the fact that Hollywood is recreating a lot of these things, and obviously, we have to also remember that Hollywood is, they're not like a lofty organization that wants to enrich our culture. It's a business. They want to make money. And what's the safest thing to do? Take a look at what already made money and then redo it because it might make some more money, which is kind of a crappy way to make movies.
I agree.
But they're doing it, and they're doing it, and they are making money. I mean, I guess
But they are
sometimes
getting a big
I don't know.
backlash, huh? They are getting backlash
They
oh
are.
yeah,
because of it.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, as a huge movie person, for me, it's always been these movies were made during a certain time period, and lightning struck during that certain time period.
right,
So again, with what with what R2 said, I don't agree with trying to capture lightning twice. Like, there's no reason why we have 4 different versions of A Star Is Born. There's no reason. There's one from the 30s. There's the one with Judy Garland. There's the one with Barbara Streisand. Now we have the one with Lady Gaga. I get the story is very good, and you can remake it for for each generation. But it's like, how many times do we need to hear that story? And I'm of the person of, I would rather just show you where it all came from. Like I've said
Right.
before, when I got a hold of my nieces, I didn't want to start them with all the Pixar and this new animation that Disney has. I started them with all the old stuff. I want them to appreciate it. So I hate all this rebooting and all these remakes and
You
sequels that are
reminded me
coming
of
30 years later. That doesn't make sense to me. I still watch
Azaria.
them. That's the funny thing.
you
I do.
reminded
I'm
me
suckered
of,
in. I still watch it.
Well,
I think that's
we
why
all
they
do.
make so
I
much
think-
money. Is everybody's like, I'll watch it. I'll see. Like maybe it will be good. Hopefully, and then.
But that's why I
They
kind of,
typically
in a
aren't.
way, I hate saying this. I do kind of like now the option of streaming or going to the theater, because if they are going to release something like that on a streaming service, I would actually rather do that. Like the new Timothy Chalamet thing with Willy Wonka. I get it's not a remake of the Gene Wilder one, and I think everyone needs to get their head out of that. It's a prequel, essentially. But because I am so used to the Gene Wilder and I only want him to play Willy Wonka, I don't know if I want to see that in the theater.
right.
Well, I'd say hopefully are they going to make a prequel that the intentions are to make it better than anything else, or are they going to make a prequel that they're building upon
Right.
what we already loved from the first one? I'll give the example. I
don't
mean,
know.
that's why Mandalorian was good. Mandalorian didn't try to make anything better. It put us
Right.
back into the Star Wars that we love, but it gave
Right.
us something new. It built upon what we love. And I think that's
Rogue
what,
One.
all of
Same
us
thing.
really want. We want to see that, but Hollywood doesn't ever want to do it.
I put up a comment from JT, and I think he's referring to, what do we do as an audience to tell Hollywood, stop messing with our stuff? Do we stop
right.
watching?
Yeah.
But don't you think like it's hard to do that because we still want to watch movies? We still want to
we're
enjoy
curious.
escapism.
Right.
We're curious. But I think it's our responsibility to at least maybe communicate to the studios after the fact that, hey, we saw it, yeah, but don't do it again because
Once you hit their wallet, like anything else, once you hit somebody's wallet, that's that's where the change happens.
It's true. Actually, you reminded me of Steven Spielberg. He wasn't really well known, but he did The Adventures of Tintin.
Yes.
Pure CGI.
Yes.
I thought that was an amazing film. It's not very well known. A lot of people here haven't heard of it, which I'm surprised because it was like so amazing. But what he did was he had that project on his stand, and he said, technology is not ready for this movie.
Right.
So he just put it on his shelf, and he had it. And then when Peter Jackson, is Peter Jackson, right? I'm getting myself mixed up with Percy Jackson now. Well, when Peter Jackson came up with Gollum,
Yeah.
okay, and Spielberg saw that, he said, now is the time to put this movie,
Right.
on the screen. And that's when he contacted Peter Jackson, and they worked together to bring that movie completely to CGI to life.
Right.
That was a smart move, because he knew that where he was at the moment, he wouldn't be able to pull off a good movie like he wanted it to. And then he did. He was patient, which is something that Hollywood
Isn't.
isn't.
Yeah.
No, we just don't know how to wait.
I got a bone to pick with him, by the way. I do not appreciate this West Side Story remake that he's doing. I'm sorry.
Oh gosh.
Speaking of
Spielberg.
But
Rin Tin is a great example, because I saw that. I can't remember if I saw it in the theaters, but I remember seeing it and I loved it. And it just reminded me a lot, and maybe because it was Steven Spielberg, but it reminded me a lot of Indiana Jones and an adventure that he might have taken. But yeah, great example of that. I loved that movie. So yeah, talk about remakes. I totally forgot about West Side Story, but
West Side Story is coming out. Yeah,
Spielberg has this this fascination. He says, I've never directed a musical, and I know he got his feet wet with the opening sequence of the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones, and he loved directing that musical number, and I think that's he's been kind of itching to do a larger musical number ever since then. But
sorry.
Yeah,
I like West Side Story.
Wait, do you mean Temple of Doom?
Yeah, sorry, Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom,
is there
yeah.
Spielberg?
Right,
Okay,
right,
I'm like,
right.
is there? I'm like, Last Crusade. I'm like,
Last Crusade. Okay.
were the Nazis dancing at one point? I don't remember that.
Oh, shit.
Now that's a cut scene.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, for example, a really, really bad remake of an excellent musical was Cats. It just bombed. Bombed.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't like cats. Period.
At all.
But
I have
it's
to
a
say,
huge
I love
hit in
the
Broadway.
musical, but
Right.
it's a hit Broadway.
Why? Don't know why.
But a hit Broadway that did good as a movie, and
Sure.
I thoroughly enjoyed also, is Les Miserables. Les
yeah,
Miserables,
I
with when they did the musical, that was really well done. I don't know what happened with Cats. I'm so sorry. It was furry porn. Oh my gosh, that's so gross.
Oh man.
I haven't
guess
seen
so.
it. I have not seen it. I do not want to watch it, unfortunately. I love how they. I love there was one woman. I don't remember her name. She has this wonderful voice. She did the Epic Memory. The Epic. Yeah, but that's a movie that would not. No. No, just keep it in the theater.
Yeah, but I'm probably still curious to go see West Side Story just to see it.
I probably will see it because it's a musical.
Yeah, I think the last musical I was really.
Are you gonna be a jet or are you gonna be a shark?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hilarious. I can't say hilarious.
We're gonna make a drinking game out of that, Ro.
Yeah.
You saying hilarious.
Every time I say hilarious,
It's his
and
favorite word.
And Alan says The Last Jedi, I have to take a
Yeah,
shot.
we take a drink.
But the last musical I was really into was Evita.
Oh, I like Evita.
It was I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm not into musicals per se, but Evita, Antonio Banderas and Madonna. I didn't know how Madonna was going to be, but I mean, that whole movie was amazing. And who directed that? Something Parker. What's his name? Alan Parker.
I don't remember.
Great movie. I would recommend that if you're into musicals. Really loved it.
Yeah, Evita is good.
See, the last musical that I watched was directed by somebody named Parker too. But that was South Park the movie, and it was Trey Parker.
Yes, I like that movie. That was great. I saw In the Heights.
Oh, how was that?
I did not enjoy it.
No?
Way too long. I got halfway through the movie and I had to pause it because I was like, man, how much more is left of this movie? And when I saw I was only halfway through, I was like, oh man, this is torture.
Yeah. Alan Parker directed Evita.
Yeah, Alan.
Yeah.
It was actually too much singing, believe it or not. I know it's a musical, but In the Heights actually had way too much singing.
That's funny.
Maybe it was good for the theater. As in,
I think it needed
Broadway.
to stay in the theater. Yeah, I don't think that movie translated well to the theater.
Excellent. Cool. Any last thoughts on movies? We went pretty long on that one.
No, but that was a really good question. Like you said, we could go on hours about classic remake. You know, and there is a difference between remake and rebooting.
I agree.
You know,
there is a difference.
So,
yeah.
So, Ghostbusters 2016, what they tried to do, I don't know if it was. I think it was a remake, but with women.
Know what to call that?
And I haven't watched it. That's another
I watched it in the theaters with my son, and I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was just, you know.
I don't know.
All right.
And then this one is coming up in November, and everybody's excited.
See, this one looks good.
It's a reboot. It's not a remake.
Yeah, and I would even say
I don't even know if it's even a reboot.
Yeah,
it's a continuation.
It's a continuation of the original one.
Yeah.
It's a little, you know.
I guess you could almost see it as a sequel if you wanted to, in a sense.
It's like The Force Awakens.
Well, is it going to be more of like a passing the torch?
Right, right.
That's what they should do. They should pass the torch more than.
Well, and I think that's what everybody was like. Was hoping that's what the 2016 was going to be until they came out and said, no, it's not.
And it was something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. It looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
I'm going to go watch it.
It's Reitman's son. I mean,
right.
I would like to hope he's going to do it justice.
Yeah. All right. So final topic on tonight's Quick Cuts episode. So there was news that director Chloe, how do you pronounce her name? Zhao?
Yeah.
Expressed interest in directing a Star Wars film. She says, it's a world I have so much reverence for because it was such an important part of my life, which is really nice to hear. But that's what Rian Johnson said too, so I don't know about that.
Just a quick parenthesis. Rian Johnson mentioned that his movies did great, or what he thought he succeeded in a movie when half the public or half the audience hated it and half liked it.
Yeah. I mean, as a creative person, I don't see why anyone would want to do that, to isolate half of the audience in something that you're doing. And I guess, I don't know, I think it seems too altruistic as a art form. I don't know.
I never want to meet him.
As an artist, I don't believe that.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, what I think is worse, though, is not really what he did. It's what Lucasfilm let him do.
Right.
What Disney let him do. That's really the worst part of it, in my opinion, is... I mean, it's like a kid who, you know, if you knew like he was going to come over and break something and, you know, the parents don't stop him.
Right.
You know, like, no, they put their foot down on that. That's what I'm more upset about.
Boys will be boys. JT, I'm going to tell you how to submit topics for the next Quick Cuts. Just tag us and then use the hashtag QuickCuts and post your topic. It's that easy, right?
Yep.
So Amanda asks, what other movie has Chloe done?
I just answered her.
Oh, did you?
Yes. She won for Nomadland.
Yeah.
Last year, the Oscar, and now she's directing the upcoming Eternals movie.
Yeah. And was there a rumor a couple of months ago that she might be helming a Mandalorian, or I guess people want her to direct a Mandalorian episode.
I'd be okay with that. Was that the question, by the way, or about her directing Star Wars? I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, what kind of Star Wars would you see her directing? And then maybe we can expand it to maybe other directors that you guys like that might fit the mold, as they say, to direct a Star Wars. You know, we've got, Jon Favreau is an interesting bird. He obviously has roots in Star Wars. He was involved in the animation. He's buddies with Dave Filoni. And the guy knows how to direct.
Yeah.
And he's been doing a wonderful job with The Mandalorian. He's somebody that I would definitely love to see direct an actual Star Wars film.
I don't think he will.
But any other directors besides Chloe? I mean, she what else has she done? I don't know if I've seen any of
those are the only two movies that I know.
Yeah.
And Eternals hasn't even come out yet, so I can't judge.
I mean, I haven't seen anything she's done.
Let's see.
I'm not really trying hard with this one, but I think the Russo brothers would be a good choice.
Okay.
Just because, with the Captain America movies and with the Avengers movies that they did, I do feel like they had a lot of care in those movies. Right. I know everybody has got some issues with some of those, but still, I feel like, they genuinely cared about the characters and the story and wanted to make everybody happy as opposed to,
only half
wanting to make half of everybody upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she directed Song My Brothers Taught Me, The Writer, Nomadland, and Eternals. Those are the four movies that she's
pretty new.
Old Republic films.
That would be kind of interesting. Have her do an Old Republic film, but as far as directors, I mean, they obviously I know a lot of times Hollywood, you win an Oscar, you're the big, you're the next big thing, and people start calling you, your phone starts to ring.
Right.
But I've seen, no, I don't want to lie, I haven't seen that one. But obviously, she seems to be talented, so we'll see what happens. And obviously, she's directing a Marvel film. This is probably a big one too, because the Eternals is not a lot of people know the story behind these characters in the MCU.
Yeah, definitely
but this should be pretty interesting if she does go on and make this movie a hit. Having her helm a Star Wars film is definitely not off the table, I think.
Right.
And there is a certain aspect of bringing in not only a woman to direct a Star Wars movie, but a Chinese woman to direct, someone with an alternate voice, someone that might offer us something very different that might be really cool. I know the success of Star Wars Visions has really lit up the fans. People that are fans of anime have already kind of been in that realm, but folks that have not, really been entrenched in anime are getting a kind of a taste of something a little different. So I think that would be kind of cool.
Now, I didn't like what's his face that played Han Solo in the Solo movie, but I would like Ron Howard to take another shot at a Star Wars movie, or maybe even his daughter Bryce Dallas.
I think both of them at the same time, just like the Russo brothers direct, just like
I'd be okay with that.
The Matrix people.
Because I gave Solo a second chance, and I ended up being.
I'll be honest. I wish we could have gotten the Philip and Lord version of Solo too, just because I think they're both really good filmmakers as well. Especially like with what they've done with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That was a good movie. I really like them. I think that's a very, very good one of giving us something new and giving us different characters at the same time. No, that was great.
I agree, John.
I don't know if I could. There was one comment that said, "What about the Ahsoka spinoff?" I don't really know if I could let her, do the Ahsoka yet. I haven't seen any of her movies, so Ahsoka, I think, is one of the most beloved characters in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, people are sensitive about her.
So if you don't do her well, the backlash is going to be terrible,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
especially in this day and age.
Yeah. No. Now everybody's extremely, cautious. They're very picky.
Yep.
So I
Everyone's
don't
a critic.
know. I mean, the idea of giving her own spin-off, I think, is a great idea. I mean, it would give us something new. I enjoy, for example, the book Ahsoka. I really liked that book. It was a simple book, very easy to read, but it did capture more or less her character in my point of view. But they do that on film.
Yeah. I had Ashley Eckstein read that book to me. I said, Ash, do you mind?
Because you can't read.
Do you
How many
mind
times we have to go over this?
I recommend anybody who can get that book, to get it. It's really easy, and it's a really nice read on Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Gives you some on how she gets her lightsabers and stuff like that.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He just disappeared.
I looked over to the side and he was gone.
Yeah, those are really good points. I also did like the Ahsoka book. I wanted to, before we say goodnight, I think everybody's leaving because it's getting late, but I wanted to, we're talking about books, and I wanted to do a quick little giveaway for somebody in the chat, if you guys are still around. And talking about books, we tried to give a couple of these out before, but
what books?
Here's this one.
I like you, Maria.
I like books.
I'm gonna put this full screen here
that
for a
cover
second.
is so badass.
Can I? I'm in the chat too. Can I?
Yeah, me too. Do I count?
Do I count?
All right, let me get my phone.
So this is Path of Destruction, Book 1 of the Darth Bane series.
Let's do this.
And that
art,
looks man, good. I love it.
That's an awesome cover.
We got two of them, so.
All right, let's go. I got my phone up.
Let's go.
Can we do ladies first?
I just don't know what.
Artusa looking at the book.
Yeah, they're
yeah, but I'm like Ro. I don't have time to read. Somebody would have to come read it to me, though.
Are you covering up for not being able to read as well?
No, I just don't have time.
Okay.
I bought a couple books. I'm like, I need to read these, and I haven't touched them in months.
I just like busting his chops. It's fun.
I'm ready.
Let's look for a trivia question. Where is Trevor Beast when you need him?
No, please. His trivia is too hard sometimes.
Oh, make it easy.
All right. Josh wants me to read. I'll read them to you. A long time ago.
Oh my. Okay. Headphones out.
Quick, everybody, mute your audio.
All right. Ready for the question? This is going to go for the first person in the chat who gets the answer correct. We will send this to you. Path of Destruction, Book 1 of the Darth Bane series. And actually, since we have two, the first and second person that puts it in the chat will get this. I'll ship this out with a couple of Scarif stickers.
Yay.
Oh, cool.
All right.
to go around Miami and paste the stickers everywhere.
You should.
Yeah, I'm being
Well, I can promote you here in South America. Wouldn't that be better?
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I'll send you my address then.
Question. Here we go.
Answer.
C-3PO is fluent in how many languages? Bum bum ba-dum, bum bum ba-dum, da-da, dun, dun,
I can't write.
I can't remember the exact number.
C-3PO
I do.
Fluent in how many languages? And I have to go by the Star Wars quiz page here. Doesn't have to be exact, I guess.
Oh man.
I guess it does.
Oh man.
Inside the booth says all but 2.
That's smart.
He's smart. Rosetta Stone.
English and
I just DM'd it to Ro on Twitter instead. Somebody else in the chat win it.
That's a picture of your butt.
Oh.
Can I do it?
Saucy.
Saucy. Well, so far nobody has.
That's not true. People have answered.
I have.
What are you looking at?
I don't know what I'm looking at.
I had the first response I have on my chat is Maria.
Let's see.
Then Josh.
No. I did mine.
Maria said 100 million. Then Josh said over 3 million forms of communication. Then Amanda said over 3 million. Then JT said Die Hard.
The wonderful Christmas movie. The autofill on my Google right now. The autofill on my auto. I typed in C-3PO is.
Yeah.
And then the first one is gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a major gay icon.
Amanda, to be fair, Sith and Amanda have the first 2 correct answers. So.
Let's see here.
It's over 3 million forms of communication.
I think Josh got it. He answered first.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least on my chat, he answered first. I don't know how it comes up. It's always different
than
everybody else's. It is.
Really? No. Well, it's on mine as well.
Let's see. I'm going back. 100.
Well, I guess that's not mine. Oh well.
Over 3 million forms, all but 2.
I'm fluid.
Yeah, but I'm looking.
No. Is it 3? Is it 6?
It's 6.
Oh, okay.
So then Amanda got it? I think she answered.
No,
I
you
put
did.
6.
Yeah,
you changed your answer.
Who else?
Send her 2 with the stickers. I think Amanda said 6 after Maria did.
I see Amanda.
I think
over 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's what I got.
Right.
She changed her answer. She changed her answer afterwards after Maria did.
Let me see here.
Yeah, Amanda and Maria.
But Maria technically. What a loser, Josh.
All right, so let me jot that down.
Avery, it's 675-309. That's a good
Blink 182.
That's a good joke.
All right.
No
I already own the book. Josh
no excuse, Josh. You're even more of a loser.
You are. Awesome. Let's take a look at that art again.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so beautiful.
Get close up there.
Very nice.
Oh, are you talking about the book? I thought you said us.
All right.
What
cool.
on earth?
This is going out.
Poor thing.
Wait, there's controversy in the chat.
Oh, geez.
So who says? Yeah, no, 6. Right, 3 is wrong. It was 6 because that's the line.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to make sure that who was the first two? Then she said 3, then 6. Yeah, it is you guys.
So who won? Maria?
We don't.
Maria and Amanda.
Yay.
But you guys in the chat, if you guys are in the continental U.S., why don't you guys DM me and I'll still send you guys some stickers with your address. And we'll take it from there.
Sweet.
Awesome. Excellent. Any final thoughts on tonight's Quick Cuts episodes or any geeky news that we have been talking about?
Very upset about Doctor Strange being pushed back, but I understand why.
Is it the IATSE stuff?
The what?
The union strikes? I thought
No,
they settled that.
No, I don't think so. From what I read, I think it's because TheBatman was also coming out in March, same as Doctor Strange. So I think because they're both in the same month, Doctor Strange is being pushed back to May, and it's pushed back the entire lineup of the MCU has been pushed back next year.
Okay. Because I know there's a union strike which was settled, and that was in danger of pushing everything back because none of the.
I don't think it ended up being that final. It just broke today that everything was being pushed back. So.
All right. Cool. Excellent. All right, General Shinobi, Maria, R2. Thank you guys so much for.
Thank you so much.
Joining us.
Thank you for having us on.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And okay, so let's do a little trade, a little address trade. Once I put this in, I'll send you my address. I definitely want that Ahsoka crochet. That is beautiful.
Okay, so that we can negotiate that since you're sending me the book.
Not a problem. I usually don't like to haggle with artists because I appreciate their work.
Thank you
so
so much.
don't worry about that.
Oh, it's not going to be like Raiders. You're not going to be like, throw me the Ahsoka, throw me the book.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I throw you the book.
Gosh, you'd be amazed at how many people.
No time. Throw me the Ahsoka.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. So let's remind everybody where people can find you guys. Tell us where you can find Maria.
R2, please. First, R2. Go ahead.
And your knives.
Well, you can find me on Twitter.
Your knives.
Today, and twice a month, you can find me over at Maria's channel, which is Unlocking Lore, and we host a show called After the Weekend, where we review movies, mainly from the 80s and early 90s, but we pretty much do whatever we want to do over there too. So
Sweet.
It's our show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I co-host with Art of the Icky After the Weekend on my channel, and then I'm also co-host with Ray Rod, which is called Crochet Collectibles and Chatting, and it's basically us, rumbling about animes and right now Sailor Moon, and he shows off his tremendous collection that he has. And then my second podcast is a storytelling podcast that I have called Unlocking Lore, which is on Thursdays, every Thursdays at 8:15 Central Time. I just basically do traditional storytelling, Celtic lore stories. So it's a live storytelling performance, free for all, and I hope people discover it.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Very nice. Thank you,
Shanti,
for that.
I also have a new Teespring store.
Oh,
for those
nice.
of you who don't know, I've launched my new Teespring store, and R2 has already bought. I don't know how many mugs he has, but he already bought a mug.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Nice. I got a mug. I'm gonna have to get a mug from you guys too. I was already looking, so.
Awesome.
My wife has already asked, "What are you gonna do with all these mugs that you're getting from everybody?" I'm like, "I'll put up a shelf. It'll be fine."
Yeah, don't ask.
Very nice.
So yeah,
appreciate it.
I'm gonna be posting that on my Twitter. My Twitter is the Geeky Crochet, so you can find me there. Yeah, and
excellent.
I'd love to interact with people. So yeah, you can find me there.
Somebody just mentioned that they love the Willow interview. I love
that was
Willow.
Gunter.
It's a good
You love
movie.
Willow. That's why we invited you.
It's awesome. And you guys are welcome anytime.
What does Shanti love? Because we'll have to get Shanti on the show one day.
Yes, please.
Oh, God, what don't I love?
She loves comedy. She loves Batman.
Yeah, I love comedy.
She loves
I love Batman.
Batman was a good
Disney
clown movies.
Horror.
Okay. Oh yeah, horror.
Musicals.
She loves horror.
Corpse Bride.
Internet. You know, I didn't like The Corpse Bride.
Oh,
that was a misstep.
Was that the animated? Like, yeah, Tim Burton.
That was also Tim Burton.
You know what? We're gonna be doing a Tim Burton show. Maybe you guys would be interested in.
Bring Maria back,
Tim Burton.
Please. I love Tim Burton. I worship him. Please. Well, not all of his movies,
my favorite. No, exactly, but yeah,
please.
My favorite director.
Excellent. We'll let you guys do that one.
Yeah, I geek out over him.
Yeah, for sure. That would be awesome. Cool. Excellent. And I want to thank the wonderful people that were in the chat. We got Matt Vader 74, late comer to the party. Thank you, Matt, for joining us. Amanda, I got to play this real fast before we say goodbye. We really appreciate all of our patrons. I want to give a quick little shout out to everybody that supports our channel. We'll be right back. All right, time for the big thank yous, podcast family, to those of you that support the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. Team Scarif gives you all a heartfelt thank you, wonderful people who have found it in their hearts to support our show. We're super lucky to have you.
Hello there.
Folks like Amanda, Jedi Caligula 89, Joey Rosales, what up, Joey? The Salty Crew at the Salty Nerd Podcast, Alex and Matt. Super fan of many of the Red 5 pods, Nicholas Schaefer. Follow him at Backyard TARDIS. What's up, Nick? Our Star Wars Celebration friend, Chad at Hyperspace and Holocrons. Jay from Florida. Our other Floridian, Frank, at the Garrison level. Big thanks. And certainly not least, our executor level patrons, 97 Bravo and the Convergence Podcast. And Scott and Kim from the Used and Abused podcast. Big thanks, you Red Fivers. Go give them a follow. Huge respects to all our patrons for your support. And if you want to become more involved in the Scarif Scuttlebutt community and feel like becoming a patron, head over to patreon.com/Scarif Scuttlebutt. And remember, we can't have the scuttle without the butt. Don't forget, it's always sunny on Scarif with patrons like you. Absolutely. We couldn't do it without our patrons. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. We will see you guys. We'll definitely have you guys back.
Hey, really quick.
You guys.
Here's the mushroom that I made, by the way.
Very nice.
This is awesome.
Very, very nice. Yeah.
Maria, I will be contacting you. I just followed you on IG.
Awesome.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. Brad, be safe wherever you are. May the force be with
you.
And that is the
force be with
Scuttlebutt.
you.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.